go. Welcome, friends, to today's video, my weekly rotation. This is what I wore this past week. Got some cold drink here. This is what I'm wearing today, Sunday. This is what I wore this past Monday. There's been some buzz about this, and that was probably one of my best wears of this, Égoïste. And I want to talk about this today because I think it's because Eugene has gotten into it again. You know, it's a strong influence. You know, the reason why I didn't get Tonka Imperial until now is I smelled it in my first months, and but that was a high-class line back then, so I wasn't there yet to getting them. I went to the Dior Privés first, and then Robes. You know, that was like Robes 08's one of his most favorite perfumes, or definitely Guerlain's, was Tonka Imperial. And I spelled a lot of the line. I forgot most of them. I remember Spiritus Double Veni. But when Eugene came out with his renewed vows for the Guerlain, like a year ago, or even less than a year ago, you know, because you go, this is what it's all about. And then he got the new edition of it. I said, okay, that's it. I got to get this. I got to find it. And I did, with the help of some of my friends. Anyway, he re-hyped it up, and now, you know, it's an old perfume, but it's one of my favorites. But he was mentioning this, and I had worn it a couple times, not just this last Monday, maybe one time before then. And he's been talking about this. Probably a unique Chanel masculine, in my opinion, and I'll discuss that. Tuesday, COCO EDP. I wore it out of my Bloomingdale's sample she sprayed, so I didn't have to waste or use from my bottle. Man, in the opening, you can tell it's a gal's sexy perfume, but when in the dry down, it gets a little leathery and all of that. All that's in there. It goes even on a male enthusiast. The dry down in the opening, yeah, people are gonna say, "Oh, that's different," or "You smell like a lady," or something like that. I can see that. That's all right. Wednesday. Thursday, I wore, maybe for the third time, my sample of the new Diorama from Dior. I think the opening's good, you know, boozy vanilla, right? I don't like vanilla to be a headliner. I think I love smelling it off a female as, you know, a dominant note. I think it really shines, but I like it in the background as a strong support. But in any case, the dry down of this last time when I was wearing it, maybe it's because I was a little bit active. I don't know. It was unimpressive. I didn't, right away I'm thinking, stick with your Feb Delicieux if you want to go down that avenue. I mean, they're not the same, but I think Feb is a lot more interesting. So the dry down kind of fell apart with Vanilla Diorama. So, and that was like my third time wearing it. And I wore a pretty heavy dose of it this last Thursday. Friday, oh man, I haven't worn this in a long time. Parfums Vintage. Yeah. Wait, don't. X-Batch. That stuff is awesome. I think I might even like it maybe better than the Aventus one. What's it called? Pineapple Intense, which I like it. It's mossy, earthy. I don't really liken it to Aventus. But this is the X batch. The original stuff came out when it first came out. It's an eye opener. It's a crowd pleaser. People are like, what? You wear this too, and you go dancing and that kind of thing. You're gonna attract a lot of pretty flies. I think this one is supposed to be a copy of. You mix Aventus and Sauvage together, you know, and that's what they did with the pineapple. But it's interesting, and I like it. So it's springtime, right? So I guess I got into all these because of it. And then yesterday I wore my Beau, Jour, and I did a little missive on that. Totally enjoyed it. Totally enjoyed it. And today I'm wearing my Le Leon. See how I just lay them out there so you can all see what I did Monday through Sunday. And I'm wearing my Le Leon right now. This stuff I looked up because it was in the we were talking about it in the stream. Okay, Égoïste, cheap black plastic cap, flush with the bottle, right? And I don't know how many versions of this, but apparently the latest one is supposed to be real good or better or something, and there's ones with a silver kind of cap. There's ones where the bottle is thicker than the cap and the cap is skinnier. I know those looks, but this is a 2010. I ran the batch code 5001 it was, and it came out on cosmetics, checkcosmetics.com. It came out May 2020, which take 10 years off of that, because I got this bottle like 4 years ago. Yeah, definitely about 4 years ago, maybe even more. It's a 2010, it seems, Égoïste. So what I'm gonna do, and I love it, I love the group of woods, the rose, the floral, but my main deal with this is, without doing a review, in terms of Chanel signature, this is the epitome for the Chanel signature Chanel Aid that's in a man formula, right? So this is made for men, right? But anybody can wear it. You always got to say that, right? But it's got the woods. It's got that waxy makeup bag, irisy Chanel trademark, but yet wrapped up in a man's bottle. And I can't think of any other Chanel for a man like that, you know, because they all go, like Parfums is really masculine and clean and handsome and sexy in my point of view. This goes good with human sweat, and I mean that. There's something about it. It kind of like, if you wear this, I bet you'll feel kind of one with it, because it kind of smells like a human body, and it's musky, a man's musky natural smells when he's working, you know, outside cutting wood, whatever. But in that sense, I think it melds good with a man's natural smell, perspiration, sweat. I don't know if there's cumin in here, but I do enjoy the rose. But it's got all those different woods, you know, sandalwood, of course. What is it, that rosewood or something like that? Maybe some cedar in here. There's like a red kind of wood in here. Masculine, but very Chanel-y is my point. And that makes Égoïste very unique. Please write in the comments what Égoïste version you have. I know some guys have the original. Some guys may even have Égoïste, But if this is 2010, I'm gonna go next time when I'm in the department stores or whatever and check out their Égoïste and see if I get the same vibe from smelling it, and possibly I'll pick up another bottle of Égoïste just to have another Chanel and compare them, you know. Yep, it's got the waxy Chanel-like makeup bag vibe, and that would, the people that aren't into it, that would maybe turn off a guy, and he wouldn't buy this quote-unquote cologne. So I'm hyped about that. Always thought that this was cheap and chintzy though, coming from Chanel, but it's not thin or anything like that. It's substantial, but it's plastic. So I wouldn't mind having one or two other versions of that. And what can I say about COCO? It might be one of my favorite Chanels of all time. I think it's my favorite. You know, I grew up in the 80s. I think it might be the sexiest perfume that I've ever smelled, or for a lady for sure. And when I started wearing this, at first I got it just as a collector, but when I started wearing this, it was off the top. It's a little different, right? It's. I'm imagining this with a beautiful brunette wearing a tiny black dress, or nothing at all and just wearing a black choker around her neck, right? But the dry down, what's in here? Labdanum or something? Everything's in here, and I love it. And again, when Eugene would talk about this, I would listen intently, and I would remember the commercials back in the 80s about COCO, and listening to his thoughts and his memories of this and how much he loves it, and then how much he likes to wear it, influenced me greatly. And I'm with him. I love the house. I love the high class designer name of Chanel, just like Dior. Not your regular designers, but upscale. Do you think any of their clothes that they sell, you think that's regular run-of-the-mill designers? No, that's top-of-the-line stuff. And that's how I feel about a lot of their scents, especially for gals. So I really enjoyed and plus it's a beast. You're gonna smell it for the next whole day. You're gonna smell it. Love the dry down. And I got more to go on this little sample. Just can't knock it off. And I applied pretty heavy last time. A little heavier Sauvage, the gourmand touch, and still doing my research gladly with the newest Chanel, which is different, down a different avenue. So there is my weekly rotation, all in one family portrait. Shout outs to the weekly rotation guys. Let me know if anything here spikes your interest and what you wore this past week, as we are in the heart of spring and going into the heart of spring. And that made me get psyched for this and this and this, etc. So thanks for joining me. Yeah, X-Batch, Parfums Vintage. Let me hear your thoughts. See you later. Bye-bye.